Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear students, I hope you are well. My name is Safar Khan and I'm going to teach you English this time. So, get ready for your next chapter. Before we begin, I have a picture to show it to you. Yes. Can you tell me what do you see on your screen? These are two different animals. One is a small insect and the other one is a big animal. So, can you tell me their names? Is it a bug? No. Is it a caterpillar? Absolutely, this is a caterpillar. And this one, you know it very well. That is a big whale, blue whale. Can you lift and pick up that blue whale in your hand? No, you can't. Can you pick up that caterpillar? Of course you can. That's a very small and tiny insect. You can lift it, and caterpillars become butterflies and they look so beautiful. But the size, the caterpillar is small and blue whale is very, very, very big. You have to write their names here. Just like that, we have to study small and big things in this chapter, that is comparisons, in your English lesson. Let us read this poem and then we will go through understanding what they mean. The elephant is very large and I am very small. Who is I here? I means the writer. He is just like a small boy like you. So we'll use a small highlighter for this. Yes. The snail might say as much to me. You'd think me very tall if you're standing in front of an elephant. So are you bigger than the elephant? No, the elephant is large and you are small. But when you are standing in front of a snail, so are you big? Absolutely, you are taller than the snail. A rose is to a ladybird a palace grand and sweet, as big as houses must appear to children in the street. So, rose and ladybird, if you see here, so what is the comparison between their sizes? Rose, absolutely, it is bigger, and a grand palace, the big mansion palace, it is bigger, and the normal houses, they appear to be big to the children who are on the street. And stars that look so wee means so small, and the stars that look so wee are big, some bigger than the sun, and yet they sprinkle all the sky like currants in a bun. Now here we have to understand that sun is very big, bigger than our earth, and when we look up in the sky, we see that stars look smaller than the sun. But actually sun is very big than the earth, but smaller than some stars. There are some stars which are bigger than our sun. But do the stars look big to us from earth? No. They look like currants. Currants mean small dried grapes, kishmish that you eat. So they look like currants in a bun, and they're sprinkled up in the whole sky. When you throw anything, some seeds, how they adjust themselves on the ground or on a table? Yes, that is sprinkle. You have some water in your hand and you splash it on the ground, so it sprinkles down on the ground. That is the meaning of sprinkle. And currants are dried grapes. And though I am really 7 years old, the writer is 7 years old, just like you. And Mustafa Jamal, Abdul Nafi, and all other kids, you are also 7 years old. So large compared with me is Daddy's car. When I get down, I feel I'm scarcely 3. When the author comes down from his daddy's car, he feels that he is only 3 years old. Actually, he is 7 years old. So that is the comparison between different objects. Some things can be big for you. For example, when you hold a ball, but that same ball will not be big for your father because he can hold it very easily. At the same time, when your father stands in front of the car, he looks taller, he looks bigger than the car. But when you stand in front of the car, you feel smaller. So which animal is large in this poem? Which animal is given? Yes, the elephant is given, and that elephant is very large. What do you think are bigger than the sun? We just studied it, absolutely. You know the answer and I'm not going to tell you. And now, instead of discussing more on it, let us just watch this video.
Comparisons. The elephant is very large and I am very small. The snail might say as much to me.
Look at this. When the snail is with the boy looks larger. But when the boy is standing with the elephant looks large. But what will happen when this elephant will stand with a blue whale? Of course, the blue whale will look larger.
The snail might say as much to me. He'd think me very tall. A rose is to a ladybird a palace, grand and sweet, as big as houses must appear to children in the street. And stars that look so wee are big.
Now here, the kids who are standing in front of a small house in front on the street, they might think that this is like a palace because it looks so big, just like a mansion. Just like that, to a small ladybird, that rose looks very big. Now let's talk about the stars which are in the sky.
That look so wee are big, some bigger than the sun, and yet they sprinkle all the sky like currants in a bun. And though I'm really 7 years old, so large compared with me is Daddy's car. When I get down, I feel I'm scarcely 3.
Exactly. So look at this image. When the boy gets down of the car, he looks very small, smaller than the car, and he feels himself that he is only 3 years old. So this is about comparison. Now, if you have understood the lesson, let us quickly do the match the column to check if you have understood it really well. Let us bring our pointer, all right, highlighter, the sun. Can you match the sun with this other column B? Is it grand and sweet? The sun, is it small girl in a bun, bigger than the sun, or big? Yes, the sun is big. Stars, yes, they are bigger than the sun. Palace, grand and sweet. Currants in a bun. And author, author is a girl actually. I thought it was a boy, but author is a girl in this lesson. What does the snail think of the child, and why? When the boy was standing with the snail, what do you think it thought? Just go back to the previous line and check that the snail thought that the child is very tall. How does the rose look to the ladybird? It looked like very grand and big, just like a grand palace. And how does a star look in the sky? They look sprinkled and they look beautiful. But are they really small? No, they are not very small. They are in fact, some stars are in fact bigger than our own sun. And how old is the child? How old are you? How old is the child in this poem? How old does she feel inside her father's car? And how old does she feel outside her father's car? Think about it and write these answers as your homework in your notebook. Now let us do some thinking. Think of two things that seemed very big to you last year, but not anymore. Last year they were big for you, but now when you have grown up, you feel that, oh no, those things were small and this is big. Can you think of why they don't look big anymore? Those things can be your school, your classroom, your house, your own room, your own bed, your ball, your book, your notebook, your pencil, your sharpener. It can be anything. Just think about those two things. Now, you must have seen or played with babies or toddlers. Would you seem small or big to them? Why? If a toddler watches you, so will that toddler look up to you as small brother or big brother? Small sister or big sister? How would that toddler look up to you? Why? What is the tiniest living thing that you can think of? What is the tiniest little animal, insect, object, or anything that, any living thing, any thing that you have seen, anything that you can think of? Think about it and complete it. Okay? Now, do you know what these groups of words mean? As hard as a rock, as light as a feather. Now, these as or like, these words are used as or like. These words are used to show comparisons. They are used to show similarities. Like if you see any white thing, people say, oh, this is as white as snow. If you hold on to very cold thing, the people say as cold as ice. So these are the comparisons, these are the similarities that we try to give to people. The cake I made was very bad. Why do you think it was very bad? Because it was as hard as a, what is hard here? Grass? No, as hard as a stone. Let's go to the second point. The twins look exactly like each other. When you have twin brothers or twin sisters, they look exactly like each other. We have twins in our grade 5 class, Hassan and Hussein. They look exactly like each other. So they are as alike as two. What do you think inside you have? What is this? Yes, These are beans. Okay, and my new sport shoes are very comfortable. They are as light as a feather. If you hold on to very light object, this is not light, I'll keep it down. This, as light as a feather. And my brother climbs trees like a, who can climb trees very quickly? Of course, monkeys. So my brother climbs trees like a monkey. Now these were examples of different animals. Now I have some other animals for you. A camel, a parrot, and a dog. You will listen to these animals. You will listen to their descriptions and you will complete this activity given here. You will write about camel, parrot, and a dog. So I am going to read it for you and you are going to complete the blanks. Okay? So are you writing the whole thing? No, you are just completing the blanks. Shall I start? So listen to where they are first. Ready? Okay. It's the first day of these animals at the zoo. The zookeeper asks them to take turns to introduce themselves. This is how the conversation may go forward. Camel. Hi, my name is Camilla. I am tall like a giraffe. I am wise like the owl. I am scarcely thirsty. I am cool and the hot desert does not bother me. Did you hear it complete? If you want, you can listen to it again. Pause the video, go back and then watch it again. Now it's parrot's turn. Hello, I'm Preston. I'm as green as grass. I'm talkative. I can be very intelligent or a smart pet. So, are you intelligent? Are you smart? Of course, I know you are very smart kids, alhamdulillah. But are you talkative? I know there are some kids in your class who are very talkative. Alright, now let's talk about dog. Hi, this is Bruno. I am everyone's favorite pet. I am loyal. I love to go for long walks and run around. So you listened to these conversations and I want you to complete it without hesitation. Okay, this again is your homework and deadline will be very soon, inshallah. Alright, now here's another activity for you. You have to make pairs. Which one object goes well with the other one? So, what do you think this is? Yes, it is a sharpener. And why do you need a sharpener? To sharp a pencil. So, this is a pair. It becomes a pair. Think of the other things. Why do you need chalk? What do you need? What do you use the chalk with? This is a needle and this is a thread roll. I want you to find out how the socks and shoes are connected. Same way, you have to draw something here. Okay, the things which go together. The things that you know always go together. You can draw anything. This is again your homework. Now there is this beautiful story about a girl. I want you to listen to the story and number the pictures in the correct order. You have to write 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 pictures given here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So which incident happened first? You have to write 1 on it. Later 2nd, and then 3rd, and then 4th. So shall we start? Yeah, let's get started. This is a girl whose name is Cynthia. Cynthia loved animals. She desired to have a pet since childhood. One fine day, her father decided to take her to a pet adoption center. She was very happy. The moment she stepped inside, she was overjoyed to see the different animals causing madness, as opposed to the father, who was rather shocked. There were all sorts of animals inside, from cats to dogs to doves and parrots, playing and running wild inside the shop. Finally, the shop owner managed to take control and maintain a little discipline, while Cynthia had to make the tough choice of taking home only one animal. Only one animal from among the cute little creatures. She was puzzled. She wanted to go for a dog or a cat, but observing them to be a little too mischievous, her mind shifted to adopting a bird. Then she realized that she wouldn't want to cage a free bird. Looking across the shop, she finally set her eyes upon a goldfish bowl. Her father was happy and relieved with her well-thought decision, and then she went back home carrying the bowl with both hands carefully and happily. So what do you think happened first? What do you think? Did she think of cat or dog at first? Or were the animals running around here and there? Or was she carrying the little goldfish to her home? Or she was talking to the pet owner, shop owner? So you have to just number these 4 pictures according to the story. If you want, you can listen to the story once again. Now here are some questions that you have to answer. Who is looking for a pet? Was Cynthia's father looking for a pet? Was Cynthia looking for a pet? Or was the shop owner himself looking for a pet? You have to answer this question. Now, who owns the pet store? Was it Cynthia? Cynthia's father? No, it was the third person. And who likes a long walk? Now we have to write answer about any animal here. Do you think it was cat? Do you think it was dog? Do you think it was fish? Think and answer that question. Who likes to curl up? Is it the bird? Is it the cat? Think about it. And who likes to nibble? Who wants to fly around? Who needs clean water? And finally, who did Cynthia choose as her pet? Now, the next activity, you have to describe this picture as your homework. And don't worry about any wrong answer. Believe me, if you just keep trying, you will get all the answers correct. Don't worry about wrong answers, just go for them. Do your work on time and describe this picture. Who is this man? Who is this? Who is this? I know you remember, it's Cynthia. What is this animal called? What is this called? And what is happening in the picture? You just have to describe it in your own words. 5 lines, 10 lines, anything. That's okay. Do it yourself. Now finally, in the last topic of today is opposites. You know, there are some opposites like day, night. Do they mean the same thing? No, they are completely opposite. Boy, girl, father, mother, these are opposite words. Day, night, tall, short, big, small, long, short, these are all different opposites. But we can make new opposites for many words using a small prefix like un. Happy, unhappy. I know you will tell me that happy is the opposite of sad, but sad also means unhappy. Happy, unhappy. Kind, unkind. Real, unreal. Just like this, you have to make opposites by adding un. Isn't it very simple for you? Absolutely, it's very simple. Well, unwell. That's the first one that I've done for you. Now here again you have to form opposites of these words. Again, I'll do the first one for you. Her room was very, was it tidy? No, it was untidy. Pardon my writing. I'm writing on my computer screen. So this is untidy. So it is safe to talk to strangers. Is it? Is it safe to talk to strangers? No. Just like this, you have to complete this activity and it brings us to the end of the session. Thank you so much. May Allah bless you. Do the activity. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.